This man has an impossible dream: to carve a two-story family home inside a mountain. Ambitious. Cut a ground floor into solid rock, drill a new entry higher up, and carve an internal staircase that must align perfectly to connect both floors. Water breaks in, fire erupts. Then comes his hardest task: carving a staircase from opposite ends, hoping both sides meet. Still, Hu pushes on. For Hu, it traces back to a childhood vision. Why build a home by stacking stone when you could carve one directly from a mountain? With the skills he's gained and a family he wants to provide for, to cut through the solid rock, Hu uses a water core drill that extracts cylindrical sections of stone. It works by continuously pumping water through the bit, turning rock dust into slurry and making removal far easier. Nothing here is wasted. These cylinders are carefully extracted and stored. With thousands of tons overhead, the risk of collapse is constant. Hu cannot clear the room all at once, so he leaves a massive central pillar to hold the ceiling. Then he carves the walls into an arch, shifting the load into the side walls. Only then is the pillar safe to remove. Carving a mountain by hand is a brutal physical challenge, and doing it alone only multiplies the exhaustion. Every angle hurts, especially the overhead work, which sends numbing pain through his shoulders and neck. Still, it is not enough to make Hu give up on his dream, so he keeps expanding what will become his main bedroom. During the expansion, he notices a subtle draft. Using a lighter, he sees the flame flicker. Air is leaking somewhere through the rock. It means there are cracks. If rainwater starts entering them, it could be a real mess. So he stops excavating the rear wall to avoid destabilizing it, and will tackle the problem after fully removing the column. The column finally gives way, and exactly as planned, the arched ceiling holds firm. Following his recycling ethos, part of the column is shaped into a small table for the garden. But half a ton of rock is far beyond what one man could move by force alone. So he decides to use some saved cylinders to move it outside. It's only the first of many ingenious tricks Hu will use while carving his two-story mountain home by himself. Once the stone is cut away, there is no reversing the mistake. That level of accuracy is critical for the layout he has planned. This first floor will become the master suite for him and his wife, while a second level still waiting to be carved above will one day belong to his children. With the floor leveled, Hu takes preventive action against Sichuan's heavy storms. As an extra precaution, he applies cement to the crack, hoping this seal and the drainage trench will keep the house dry. All that remains is to wait and see how the mountain responds. Next, he begins the most high-stakes structural connection, the internal staircase. The stairs will lead up to the second floor, so logistical foresight is critical here. He marks out the blueprint on the facade, calculating the exact number of steps needed to reach it. As the stairwell ascends, a familiar bottleneck returns. The physical exhaustion of overhead work is unsustainable. Hu shifts his strategy. He'll pause after these first steps. He will excavate the upper floor and finish the stairs top down later on, protecting his back and guaranteeing a perfect connection. The cement has failed, and the drainage trench is overwhelmed. If Hu wants to make this cave livable, he needs a permanent fix. Once the storm subsides, Hu rushes to secure the room. The problem is bigger than expected. Water is not just seeping in, it is pouring through the crack. This forces him to reinforce the area with more cement and complete the seal with expanding foam. Before Hu shifts his focus to the exterior and the upper level. A proper window here will keep out rain and bugs while allowing natural light and ventilation. When he finishes the window, Hu will leave the first floor empty, knowing that the future staircase connection will bring heavy dust and debris that could damage any finished surfaces. After connecting both levels, he will furnish it and finally move in. The first floor is now sealed, and construction starts to move upward. To ensure success, he plans everything in detail on a whiteboard. He will carve an outdoor kitchen directly into the rock, saving valuable space inside. Its roof will then become a terrace, giving Hu the platform he needs to start carving the second floor. The design includes 2 independent combustion holes, one for cooking and the other for boiling water. Hu spots a natural crack in the rock and turns it into a brick chimney, creating an ingenious way to vent the kitchen smoke. As a final detail for the kitchen, he coats the countertop with cement. It seals small cracks, prevents water infiltration, and creates a surface that can be cleaned easily, ready for daily cooking. With wood or brick, a mistake in rock is completely irreversible. But so far, Hu has shown that his years in coal mining gave him a level of craftsmanship that borders on mastery. Right next to the steps, he excavates a storm drainage channel. Its purpose is to channel heavy rainfall and mud straight into this trench while construction continues above. But for Hu's children, it serves a far more entertaining purpose. As a safety measure, he adds a log railing, sealing the ends with a black moisture barrier to prevent the timber from rotting in a few months. He's taking extra care to make the entire home safe for his kids. For the first time in years, the cave meets the basic conditions for Hu to move in. The last task before that is sealing the upper entrance. Rather than buying new materials, Hu reuses a salvaged door from an earlier project. Recessed deep into the rock face, the doorway protects the interior even during the upper all-in-one workspace. Instead of building or importing heavy furniture, the entire layout is hollowed directly out of the sandstone. A central cavity forms the desktop, while the upper opening is reserved for the window. Cutting a massive hole would compromise the integrity of the cliff face, so Hu opts for a honeycomb design that lets in light and air while keeping the rock structure intact. A separate lower section is carved away to provide functional legroom. The true genius of the design is invisible to the eye. Every cylinder is drilled at a subtle downward angle, leading rainwater out of the room during any storm. He has locally harvested this bamboo, cut after the winter solstice, when it contains less sap and sugar, making it naturally more resistant to insect infestations. He installs the stalks mimicking the pattern of overlapping roof tiles to shed water cleanly. The final step is fire curing. Passing a blowtorch over the green bamboo forces its natural oils to the surface, making a hard protective shield over the bamboo. The kitchen is fully sealed, weather-tight, and visually unified with the surrounding forest. 4 years ago, Hu first... Surrounded by forest and far from any neighbors, the night brings near total darkness. To change that, he installs a series of solar-powered lights throughout the courtyard and along the paths. Who turns his attention to the final interior touches on the lower floor, preparing the space as a surprise for his wife. After this room, all that remains is bringing in a few kitchen appliances and installing the bunk beds upstairs. But just as the house is nearing completion, an unexpected personal matter forces him to stop everything and step away from the project for 2 years. Water will be drawn from the existing pipeline and drained down the hillside, giving the kitchen a fully independent supply brought in, as it offers greater durability and withstands the humid conditions much better than wood. Once set in place, Wu brings a touch of modernity inside the mountain. He installs a Wi-Fi router, connects his laptop, and adds a bottled water dispenser to ensure a clean, reliable source of drinking water. Where he had left ventilation gaps years earlier, allowing the smoke to escape cleanly out of the house. Opening the front door today reveals a living space. Family comes to spend time on the mountain with him, enjoying the place Wu built for them, and waiting for the day they can all find Wu's strength. He carved a 2-story house connected by a staircase through solid sandstone, brought water and electricity deep into the mountain, and transformed bare rock into a livable home where he can now cook his own meals. Structure, and the forest reclaimed his work, he always returned and rebuilt. The result of all those years of sacrifice is finally beginning to take shape.